Hi, I'm Christopher Warnock of Renaissance Astrology, and today I'm very happy to present the new next edition of our Bronze Regulus Talismans. So, the way that we do talismans is that we can make only a few at a time. So we, find these selections. I look at maybe a year in advance, find the absolute best times, and then we're usually talking about an hour or less. That really has the optimal time for making talismans, and then we can only make a limited number of them during that particular time. So I'll make them, and then to make sure that we don't just have talismans, every single talisman sold out, I'll hold them back, and then when we sell out an old edition, then we'll start on a new one, and that's what we're doing with Regulus. So we've got a great new edition of Regulus talismans. It's definitely a talisman I don't want to run out of. Let me just show you what they look like. These are just like a fabulous design. This was done for me by Nigel Jackson. You can see it's got the lion head on it. Absolutely gorgeous design. Really love this talisman. It's one of my favorite designs that Nigel did for me. And then check out the consecration image. Just, again, totally gorgeous image. And these come along with the talismans, and what's used for consecration, meditation. I like to stick them up on the wall, underneath on a bookshelf, and you can do it like an altar for the fixed star right underneath it. So really amazing talismans. So what's the deal with Regulus? So Regulus is the Coriolanus, the heart of Leo, and the tabular variant of Hermes on the 15 fixed stars, which is our key. Hermes on the 15 fixed stars is our key source for fixed stars. Says that Regulus bears away anger and melancholy, restores the temperament, and gives great honors. The Quadripartitus variant says, this is the Hermes on the 15 fixed stars, says Regulus gives, quote, great honor and great riches. Well, that sounds really good. Lilly points out in his Christian astrology that Spica and Regulus are the two most benefic fixed stars. When he lists them in terms of his accidental dignity chart, he says that these are as positive as predictive indicators as a planet being dignified by sign. So that's, again, really high marks for Spica and Regulus. So definitely one at the top of my list of positive stars. So, one of the things I would say about Regulus is if somebody comes to me and says, I'm stressed out, I'm upset, I'm angry, or how do I deal with that stuff? Regulus is definitely probably top of my list for suggestion in that kind of situation. It really can't be anything more unpleasant than just being angry all the time or being stressed out, being fearful. Regulus is really great for working with that type of emotional stress or things that you're under. So that's, I think, really excellent. It's also called the Royal Star. They have these Royal Stars, 4 stars. This is different, but the Royal Star because it's associated with the Coriolanus and with kingship. So again, excellent for promotion, success, and authority. So this brings up another really useful quality of Regulus. And I don't want to do this in a simplified way. You could talk about substitutions as if it's like a one-for-one thing. This is not what we're doing here. This is not some kind of new age workaround or something like that. What we're dealing with is this idea of occult virtue, is that the ultimate source of the power and effects of a talisman comes from the fact that there's a spiritual connection that's going on there. It's not the physical material itself that provides the magic. It's the fact that there's, again, occult virtue, or that you can contact the spirit, through that the channel is there. So if you think about the planets, you've got the 7 planetary spheres all the way from the moon up to Saturn as the highest planetary sphere, and then above them is the sphere of the fixed stars. And when we're thinking about our geocentric astronomy and also just the philosophy that underlies it, it's not just a physical distance, it's a level of perfection. So that the fixed stars are, in a sense, embodying this level of perfection of occult virtue, in particular, if you want to use that way of thinking about it, that's more perfect than the planets, that's above the planets. And so you have these streams of occult virtue. Essentially, what occult virtue is that, again, you sort of have to translate it into modern English. Occult just means hidden, virtue means power, so these are hidden powers. And their ultimate source is the one. Everything exists in a perfect and undifferentiated state in the one. And then as Platonic ideas, archetypes, or angelic intelligences, as perfect but differentiated. So that's your ultimate source of the occult virtues. Then appears in the Anima Mundi, the soul of the world, as the sort of seminal ideas of things, as sort of like seeds of things. You think about a seed, it contains everything that's necessary to, for example, for a tree to grow out of this tiny seed. This is true of the occult virtue. And then they appear within the celestials. So you have all these interconnected streams of occult virtue, and one of the key places that what we use for astrological magic to interface them is that at the level of the celestials. So a significant amount of the occult virtue that's manifesting the sun is also coming first from Coriolanus, from Regulus. So again, it's not a one-to-one thing. It's not a substitution. It's not a hack. What we're seeing here is this underlying, structure of the cosmos expressed in a spiritual way. So as a practical matter, though, if you have an afflicted sun in your natal chart, so if you have a sun in Aquarius, a sun in Libra, and therefore you're a little more cautious about dealing directly with a sun talisman, let's like a high-intensity practice maybe is not the thing for you. It could be, though. I mean, again, sun in Aquarius, a sun in Libra doesn't mean that the sun talisman is deadly for you. It just means it's even more unpredictable than normal. So you can do some divination. You get a positive divination, go ahead. You get a negative divination. What do? Regulus. There you go. Or if you're like, I don't want to mess with this stuff. I'm nervous about it and I don't want to take any chances. Again, Regulus is a good way to access this similar occult virtues. So again, if you think about the solar qualities of success, fame, authority, wealth, these are some of the principal solar qualities. These are also shared by Regulus. These are also qualities that Regulus has. So again, a really good way to access those. So let me talk about some of the other planets. So for example, if you had afflicted Mars, Mars in Libra, Mars in Taurus, for example, Mars in Cancer, then Antares, which is the core Scorpionus, the heart of the Scorpion. Then if you go ahead and think about afflicted Saturn, I think I would do Deneb Algedi, which is the tail of Capricorn. And then for Venus, you could do Aldebaran, which is the eye of Taurus, again, sign ruled by Venus. And then for Mercury, again, this is getting a little bit further out there, I think Spica, because of the Sheaf of Wheat in Spica. So for Moon and Jupiter, we don't really have analogous fixed stars. I mean, you can see the pattern in there. What I'm looking for is a star that's in a sign ruled by the planet and also has a similar quality to the star. Now you could go and say, well, Jupiter's like this particular star, and then you just drop the whole thing. You're just kind of doing like equals like. So that's really not what we're looking here, because those occult qualities aren't necessarily occult virtue, isn't necessarily something from a similar source. So basically, we don't have a fixed star that we can turn to of the Behenian fixed stars for the Moon or Jupiter. And that's fine. That's okay. I mean, again, we're not New Age. We don't insist on having 100% equality or like this equals that. What we're looking for, again, is these deeper, subtler, and more powerful manifestations. Not just like, oh, I want it to be that way, so I'm going to make something up that I can convince myself really works. So I put those links in there. So again, you can see that for Saturn, Mars, Sun, Venus, and Mercury. You can see the potential occult virtue alternatives. But also check out the new Regulus Talismans. This is a talisman that we definitely try to keep in stock. It's a talisman that I have a lot of faith in. It's a talisman I prescribe a lot for people, and it's certainly one that you want to take a look at if you want to enhance the sort of solar qualities, but also the unique Regulus qualities that he has also himself. And again, when you put together, like I said, the calm and moderation, as well as success and riches, you really got yourself a really great package of qualities that go along with this pretty amazing fixed star. And I agree with Lilly. I think it really is one of the most benefic fixed stars along with Spica, who's another favorite of mine. So I hope you find that interesting. Also, again, the great thing about astrological magic is that we're not limited to the planets. We have this incredibly full toolkit of many, many astrological factors. And therefore, if we have a problem with one, we can very much easily go to another. So not just fixed stars, which are very cutting edge right now. People are interested in them. Mansions of the moon, decans, house talismans. We really have a lot of amazing celestial factors that we can work with, we can connect with, And my style is to do the devotional practice and to deal with the angels of those planets. So I hope you find it interesting. Check out the links again for, like I said, for those occult virtue alternatives, and then also check out our new Regulus fixed star talismans.